Right. Good morning, everyone. In the last four classes, we have followed the YouTube recorded video, but from today onwards, I'm going to take the live class diary. So, because of these YouTube videos, I'm not getting the response from you. I'm not getting the response from you. So, in this live class, so we can have discussions on all the topics, so that I also will know what are the things you understand and what are the things you don't understand, etc. So here, so before going to today's session, so let us have some discussions on the previous sessions. So in the previous sessions, basically in the starting classes, we have discussed about some of the common topics such as algorithms and the modern computer systems. And later we have started this Python data types. So leave the initial classes, but from Python data types, it is very important to learn. So if anybody is having the doubts regarding the previous sessions, so you can just raise your hand so that I will unmute you. You can clear your doubts. So if everything is okay, I will continue to the next data types in Python. So till now, we have completed these three, that is under numeric type 567. ఎవరు 567 ఎవరు? 567 ఎవరు? ఎవరు కూడా స్క్రీన్ మీద యానోటేట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయొద్దు. ఈసారి ఎవరన్నా కానీ అట్లా ట్రై చేయడం చూశానంటే మాత్రం రైట్ వినండి. సో హియర్ we have started this data types and we have completed the numeric data type, that is integer, floating point and complex data types. And then under the sequence type also we have discussed about string and we have discussed about list, and in the previous session we have started tuple, right? We have started tuple. So here in the previous session 4422 ఎవరు బంటి ఎవరు? Right. So in the previous session we have discussed about the introduction regarding this tuple, and in today's session we are going to see about in detail how we can declare a tuple in Python and how the elements in the tuple will be assigned in Python and how we can access those elements in Python. So here, so I request the people who are having the doubts till now, or who are having the doubts in numeric data types, or who are having the doubts in strings and lists, so please raise your hand in the meeting so I can unmute you. You can clear your doubts. So if there are no doubts, we can continue to the tuples. Right. I think no one is having the doubts till now. So let us start the things with these tuples. So here, just like list, right? Just like list, tuple is also an ordered collection of Python objects. So the only difference between the type is that tuples are immutable. Right? See here, tuples are immutable. So the meaning of this one is that, for example, if I have declared a variable a and I have stored the value of 10, so a equal to 10, and in the next statement, if I try to modify the value, for example, I have given a equal to 15, right? A equal to 15. Now what will happen is there will be some memory will be created whenever we declare a variable. In that memory, initially 10 will be stored for the execution of the first statement. And in case if the second statement has been executed, this 10 will be replaced by 15. So it is called as mutable. It is called as mutable. So once the memory was created, once the memory was created, we can change the values in that memory any number of times. So we can call these type of variables as mutable variables. And here, as we discussed here, tuples are immutable. So if we declare a tuple once, we cannot change the values inside the tuple. But whereas in the case of list, if we declare a list, right, if we declare a list, we can change the value of list any number of times we want. So we have already seen how we can change the value of a list in the previous session. So let us see, let us revive the things of a list. So see here, lists are just like arrays declared in other languages where it is an ordered collection of data. It is very flexible as the items in the list do not need not to be of same data type. So here, see here how we can create a list in the sense we have to use the square brackets on the RHS side so that we can create list. So let us see an example. For showing an example, I'm going to take some Python compiler. So see here, if I want to declare a list, right? If I want to declare a list, I have to give these square braces on the RHS side. So within the square braces, we can have any type of elements. For example, I can have 1, or I can have a floating point number 1.5, or I can have a complex number 2 plus 3j, or I can have a single character, right? And at the same time, I can have a string, right? I can have a string, etc. So here, if we declare a list like this, right? So inside the memory, some amount of memory will be reserved under the name of A, where the memory is divided into certain parts. For example, this memory is divided into 5 parts because the list A contains 5 elements. So in the first part, 1 will be stored. In the second part, 1.5 will be stored. In the third part, the complex number will be stored. In the fourth part, X will be stored. And in the fifth part, CSC will be stored. So the index values will be 0 to n minus 1. So the first index will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. At the same time, in Python, Python supports the negative indices also. The negative index will start from the last one. So negative 1 will be the last index, negative 2, and then negative 3, minus 4, and minus 5 will be the index value of the first element. So if we want to access the first element, I can give a of 0, or I can give a of minus 5. And similarly, if I want to access the middle element means if I want to access this complex number 2 plus 3j, so I can access it with by a of 2, or at the same time I can access it with a of minus 3. So this is how we can declare a list. So you can see here, a list is a ordered items, where each and every item will be given certain index, and there is no need to worry about the data type. So in C programming language, while we are declaring an array, for example, we declare as something called as int a of 5, where the variable a is an array which is going to have 5 elements. Those 5 elements should be of same data type. We cannot have a different data type values inside this array. But in Python, in the data type of list, it is similar to array, but in this array, we can have any elements of any data type. See here, 1 is of integer, 1.5 is of floating point number, 2.3j is of complex number, X is a character, CSC is a string. So we all combine these elements and we are trying to store the elements inside the variable A, right? So that will be stored similar to this one inside the memory, right? So now if I want to print the entire list, I can simply give print A, and if I run the program, you can see here, I got all the elements of this particular list, right? If I want to access any one element, right? If I want to access any one element, I can simply provide all those elements are stored under the memory A, where the index value, if I want to print the character inside that list, I can simply give A of 3. So if I run the program, you can see here it has printed X on the output screen. So X is a character in the list, so that it can be accessed by the index value 3, or at the same time, we can also access it with -2, right? So this is how we can create a list and we can have an access over the list. For example, now what I want to do is I want to check whether this list is a mutable or immutable. So as we discussed earlier, if anything can be changed, it is called as mutable. And if anything cannot be changed, it is called as immutable. So if the first line, if the first statement is executed, immediately inside the memory, right, inside the memory, it is going to be created, right? It is going to be created. Now, and then, now what I want to do here is A of 1 equal to 10. So here I am trying to change the value, right? I am trying to change the value at index number 1 to 10. So previously at index number 1, we have 1.5. You can see here at index number 1, we have 1.5. So now what I am trying to do is I am trying to change the value 1.5 to 10. If the value of 1.5 has been changed to 10, then we can say list is mutable. So see here, after writing A of 1 equal to 10, again I want to print the entire list, right? Just I have written print A, and if I run the code, you can see here the first print statement has printed 1, 1.5, 2.3j, X, and CSC. The second print statement has printed X because we tried to print the value at A of -2. So the value which is last but one value, that is X. So X is printed on the output screen. And the third print statement A, when I try to print the statement, you can observe here 1.5 has been changed to 10. So this is why we have written some code at line number 4. That is, we have written A of 1 equal to 10. So which means we are trying to change the value at index number 1. So here the list has accepted the value change, right? So we can call this list as a mutable. We can call this list as mutable. So see here, now we are going to discuss about tuple. We have seen tuple is similar to a list, but it is immutable, right? But it is immutable. So see here, while creating list, we have used the square brackets, but while creating these tuples, we have to use these type of braces, normal parentheses, right? So now, if I want to print the entire tuple, I can print it like this. So I have taken A equal to within the normal braces 1 comma 1.5 comma 2.3j comma X comma CSC, and I have printed the entire tuple. Now what I want to do is, if I want to access an individual elements of the tuple, right, similar to the list, right, similar to the list, here we can also have, just a second. Right, similar to the list, when we have written A equal to 1, 1.5, 2 plus 3j X comma CSC, the same memory will be created,
and inside that memory will be divided into 5 parts, and in the 5 parts of memory, one will be stored in the first part, and at the same time CSC will be stored in at the last part. So the index value will be similar to the list. So the index will be, when we are discussing about index from left to right, it will be of 0 to n minus 1, and we are discussing about the index from right to left, it will be of -1 to -1. So if I want to access any one element inside the tuple also, I can simply provide the index value, right? I can simply provide the index value. For example, I want to print 1.5 on the output screen. So 1.5 was located at index number 1 or index number -4. So I can simply provide print a of 1 or print a of -4. So if I do this and if I run the code, it has printed 1.5 on the output screen. You can see the output on the right side of the screen. So it has printed 1.5 on the output screen. Now, what I am trying to do is, I want to change the value of 1.5 to 10, similar to the list. So if I want to change the value of 1.5 that was located at index number 1, right? Index number 1, I want to change the value of 1.5 to 10. So I have given a of 1 equal to 10. So I am trying to replace this particular value. That is, I am trying to replace the value which was at index number 1 to 10. So after trying that one, I need to print the updated list. So I am trying to print the updated list. So now let us see what will happen now. So if I run the code, so here the first 2 statements got executed successfully, not first 2, first 3 statements has got executed successfully. So here the first statement, it has created some memory and it has stored all the values and it has assigned some indices to each and every value. And the second statement, print a, has printed the entire tuple on the output screen. And the third statement, print a of 1, that means we are trying to print the value which was at index number 1 inside the tuple a, that is 1.5, has been successfully printed on the output screen. But if you observe the fourth statement of our Python program, we are trying to assign a of 1 equal to 10. That is, we are trying to assign value 10 to the index value 1. That index value is already filled with 1.5. We are trying to replace that 1.5 with 10. So if I try to do that one, I am getting an error which is called as type error, right? Which is called as type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. See here, in the previous program, we don't get this type of error that was successfully replaced with 10 and we have printed the updated list. But we had tuple does not support the object assignment. So once a tuple is created, right? Once a tuple is created with n number of values, we cannot update those values. So that is why, right? That is why we call this tuple as an immutable. So once the memory is created with one value, we cannot change the value inside that memory. So the major difference between a list and a tuple is, in list and tuple, we can have some items. In both the things, in list and tuple, we can have those items can be of any data type. And at the same time, in list and tuple, the indices from left to right will be 0 to n minus 1 and right to left will be -1 to -n. And we can access the individual elements just by providing the index values. And in list, if we want to change the existing value of a list, we can do that because a list is immutable. But in tuple, we cannot change the existing value because the tuples are immutable, right? So this is how we can create a tuple and we can have an access of individual elements of a tuple. This cannot be done because the list is immutable, right? Now, let us see the next things. See here, tuples can also be created with a single element, but is a bit tricky, and having one element in the parenthesis is not sufficient. So there must be a trailing comma to make it a tuple. So see here, if I want to declare a tuple, right? If I want to declare a tuple with one element, right? If I want to declare a tuple with one element, so I have only one element inside a tuple, and if I run the program, it was executed successfully. But what they are saying is, if you want to make it as a tuple, they are asking me to use comma at the end, right? So 540, roll number 540, right? So let us see what will happen if I use a equal to 1 and I print a, and I am trying to assign some value 10 here, and I am trying to print this a, and if I run the code, again I will get an error because anything which was represented inside this parenthesis will be a tuple, and we cannot change the value of the tuple, right? So let us see the next one. Accessing the elements of the tuple in order to, we have already seen this one in the program. So in order to access the tuple items, refer to the index number. So we have already seen that the index will be 0 to n minus 1 or minus 1 to minus n when we start with from right to left, and use the index operator within these square brackets. So the index must be an integer. So this was an important point. We cannot access the index 1.5, or we cannot have the index of 2.5 something. We can have the index as an integer. It may be a negative or a positive. So nested tuples are accessed using the nested indexing. So here we can also create nested tuples similar to the nested list. For example, here I have 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? Here I have 1 comma 2 comma 3, and at the same time I have 4 comma 5 comma 4 comma 5 comma and 6. So this is called as nested tuple. So if I print this one, right? If I print this one, just from the code, so all the values has been printed. So if I write print as we discussed earlier, all the values will be stored at certain indices. If I try to print a of 0, then 1 2 3 will be printed on the output screen. So if I try to print, right, if I try to print a of 1, then 4 5 6 will be printed on the output screen. See here. So the output of this print a statement is 1 2 3 and 4 5 6. The output of the next print statement is 1 2 3, and at the same time the output of the third print statement is 4 5 6. So here what I have to do if I want to print a single element on the output screen, so I have to provide the nested indexing. See here, after executing the first statement, that is a equal to within the braces 1 2 3 and within the braces 4 5 6, certain amount of memory will be created inside the memory. So the name of the memory will be a, right? The name of the memory will be a, and inside this a, let us see, some amount of memory will be created, and the name of the memory will be a, and the entire memory will be divided in such a way that there will be 2 rows and 3 columns. So that in 2 rows and 3 columns, the index will be 0, 1, and 2 column wise, and 0 and 1. And at the same time, the negative index will be -1, -2, and -3. Here the negative index will be -1 and -2. So the values will be stored in such a way that 1, 2, 3 will occupy the first row, 4, 5, and 6 will occupy the second row, right? 4, 5, and 6 will occupy the second row. Now, if I have given print a right? If I have given print A represents the entire values. A represents the entire values. That's why it has printed 1, 2, 3 and followed by 4, 5, 6 on the output screen. So when I have given A of 0, right? When I have given A of 0, so A of 0 means we are trying to print the first row. That is, it has printed 1, 2, 3 on the output screen. And at the same time, when I say A of 1, right? A of 1, then this 4, 5, 6 is going to be printed on the output screen. Now, what I want to do is, I want to see 2 on the output screen. So 2 means I want to print this particular 2 on the output screen. So if I want to print 2 on the output screen, the row index is 0 and the column index is 1. So if I have given A of 0, 1, 2 will be printed on the output screen. At the same time, when I want to use the negative index, I can give A of -2 and -2. That will print +2 on the output screen. So see here, if I want to print a single element inside the nested list, I need to give a nested indexing A, right, within the braces. So the 2 was situated in index 0 row and 1 column. So if I do this one, if I try to print, so 2 has been printed on the output screen. At the same time, I can also do this one by following the negative index also. I can give -2 and -2. And if I run the code, so 2 has been printed on the output screen, right? So now let us see what will happen, right? Let us see what will happen if I do this. A of an empty braces and 0. So we are getting a syntax error. See here, we are only allowed to access a entire row, or entire first row, or entire second row, etc. We cannot access the entire column. So if we want to access the entire column, we have to provide the index values. For example, we cannot access, for example, I want to print 1 and 4 by using a single statement. So if I want to print 1 and 4 1 and 4 by using a single print statement, we cannot do that. If I want to print 1 and 4 on the output screen, I have to provide A 0 and 0 followed by print A 1 and then 0. Now it will print 1 and 4 on the output screen. You can see here 1 and 4 has been printed on the output screen. So entire column can be accessed by providing a single index, but we cannot access the, entire row can be accessed by providing a single index, but we cannot access the entire column at once, right? So this is how a nested tuple will be stored. And at the similar to the previous statement, we have stated that we cannot change the values of a tuple. For example, if I have given A of 1, 1, which means A of 1, 1 means row 1 and column 1. That is, we want to change, if I want to change the value of 5 to something called as 10, and if I write the statement, I am going to get a compile time error at line number 7. At line number 7, we try to change the value at certain index, which cannot be possible because a tuple is a immutable object, right? So if we want to create a tuple, we have to use these type of parentheses on the RHS. If you want to create a list, we have to use the square brackets. So if we do this one, it is immutable. We cannot change the values once they are created. If you do this one, they are mutable. We can change the values any number of times we want during the program, right? And let us see the next one. Hope everyone understood this tuple. Next one, Boolean. So why this Boolean data type was introduced in the programming languages, in the sense there may be some situations where we can have to take decisions in between the two values. So for example, if we want a variable which will store only true or false, other than those two, it cannot store any type of variable. For example, if we declare an integer variable, it can store n number of values. It can store -1, it can store -2, 0, +1, +2, +10, -10, -100, +100, etc. It can store any number of values. If we declare a float point value, we can store any number of values, 1.5, 2.6, 3.5, 10.6. And if we declare a complex, we can have any number of complex values. But I want my variable to store only two values, that is either true or false, right? So in order to do that, we are going to have this Boolean data type in programming languages. So here in Python programming language, if you want to make a variable as Boolean data type, right? Boolean data type, what we have to do is we have to assign a value. For example, previously, if you observe the previous classes, if you want to make a variable as integer, we had stored the integer value in that variable. If we want to make a variable as floating point variable, we have just stored a floating point variable in that floating point value in that variable. And if you want to store a string, we just mentioned a string within the singular, double, or triple quotes. So then that variable has become a string class variable. Similarly, if I want to make a variable as Boolean on the RHS side, I have to mention either true or false. I have to mention either true or false. If I mention any of these two values, that is either true or false, then A will become a variable which is of Boolean type. Here there is one condition. So in order to make it as a Boolean, we need to write true with capital T, and we need to write false with capital F. Then only that variable will be of Boolean type, right? So see here, let us go to an example program. So now what I want to do is I want to make this variable A as Boolean. So if I write like this, true, so we are getting some name error. Name true is not defined. So if you want to make it as a string, you can maintain a single quotes and that will be okay. We don't get any error. But if you want to make this, now what will happen is if you write A equal to true within the single quotates, now what will happen is A is a variable of string data type, but I want A variable as a Boolean data type. If I want to have the variable A as a Boolean data type, I need to pass a true value where T must be capital. So if the T is capital, then A will be of Boolean type. So now if I print this A, right, so true will be printed on the output screen. If I want to check the type of this variable A, we have already seen this function type function from the starting classes. If a variable is having certain value, and if we want to verify the data type of that variable, we can just pass that variable within the type function. So the type function will produce the data type of that variable. So if I use print type of A, then it is going to print bool, B-O-O-L class, because A is given with the true value. Then the data type of this A is Boolean, and Boolean is under bool class in Python. So if I use this one, you can see that this A belongs to class bool, which means the Boolean data type, right? Similarly, at the same time, we can have a false, right? We can have false, and we can print it, print the value of false, right? And now let us see whether these Boolean variables are mutable or not. Initially, I have assigned the value true to A, right? I have assigned the value true to A, and what I want to do is I want to change the value A to false. And if I print A again, both, just a second, instead of print, we have taken print, right? So now if I run the program, it has printed both true and false. Initially, the value of A is true, and then the value of A has been changed to false. So we can say Boolean data type is immutable. We can change the values. So any data type is mutable other than this tuple. In tuple, we cannot change the values. That's why tuple is a immutable data type. So with this, I am going to end today's session. And in the tomorrow's session, we are going to see about what is a set and what is a dictionary, and how to access the elements of the set and how to access the elements of a dictionary. And with that, we are going to close the data types in Python, right? So if anybody is having the doubts in today's session, please raise your hand. I will unmute you, or you can keep your doubts in messages also. I will clear your doubts. Right? Is anybody is having the doubts? Okay, then leave the session. So we will meet you tomorrow, and thank you